What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Payne. Welcome back to another Street Fighter Duel video. First off, happy Good Friday and long weekend to everybody. Even if you don't celebrate it, you got a long weekend with your family, man. Enjoy it. I am with mine. My kids are great. My wife is great. They're all taking a little break right now, so I get a break as well. And I'm here with my other family, and that's you guys, my community. And today, guys, we're going to be talking about another video, and that is going to be the Effigy Clash new boss. So I'm going to do this two different ways. We're going to do the pay-to-win version of the game, which is going to be essentially getting your boss, or the best team to use for your boss, from a pay-to-win perspective, and then we're going to do a free-to-play version of it. So I'm going to jump onto my free-to-play account and show you guys the team I'm using. Some of you actually have reached out and I've used the same team that I provided, and you guys are doing better numbers, so that's a great sign. But we're going to go over the new boss and everything that he is, and it's funny because this is actually the Bison Killer boss. My Bisons have died a few times just at this boss without even losing a character besides Bison himself. So that was kind of a unique experience to go through. So let's go through that, and I'll show you guys what this boss does. Let me quickly just get this up. There we go. I actually should have put those in something else, but it's okay. Anyways, let's go to the trial. So it is none other than Loki. Loki, the frost giant. If you don't know mythological Thor, or Norse mythology, I should say. Loki is part of the frost giant tribe. We know, like, the Marvel movies make him like Thor's brother, etc., but this is actually his origin, so which is kind of cool. As you can see here, I was at the top, and then Masses Q here got it at 803 with the exact same team I used. A ton of RNG guys in this, so I'm going to break down the unit, or not the unit, sorry, the boss, and explain to you what he does and why the RNG is such a big factor here, okay? So let's start off with Walk on Frost. Loki wields a chain anchor, dealing damage to all fighters twice. When Loki takes melee damage, he has a 50% chance to inflict one stack of frost on the attacker, reduce his target speed, and dodge by 5%, and this cannot be dispelled, okay? When more than 10 stacks of frost are inflicted, removes frost and freezes the target for 4 seconds. Now, this is what causes the biggest headache in this fight, because you're constantly reducing your speed, so you're going a lot slower in terms of raising your bar. Your dodge is reduced, so you're getting hit more often, which is not a big deal really for the most part. But what kind of does suck is the frost, because if you get frozen in the middle of a combo and you don't thaw in time, your combo's finished. You lost the entire damage list there. So you kind of, it's hard to really gauge where you are in terms of your damage and who has the most amount of stacks. So you can slow it down a little bit to 1 times and kind of see who's building stacks and time your combos then. But for the most part, it is very RNG based, okay? Moving on to Frostthorn. Loki throws the Frost Spear, dealing damage to all fighters, ignoring the target's parry, dodge, shield, and damage immunities. That right there is a problem. Inflicts hinder, which for 8 seconds, which means you can't move. So this last part here, damage immunity, which means Bison's Infernal King revival, is irrelevant. So if he dies, if he gets hit by that when he's at fatal damage, he will not revive. Bison's dead. Okay, so keep that in mind when you're using Bison. Watch his health. It's going to be very important. Okay. Alright, going to Frosty Breath. Loki unleashes a frigid breath, dealing damage to the area with multiple stacks of frost each time. Again, 10 stacks, you frozen. Frozen, bitch. That's how it works. Loki summons freezing floor spikes, dealing damage to all fighters and inflicting freezing power on the target for 4 seconds. If the targets are already inflicted with freezing power, then freezing power changes to extreme freeze for 6 seconds, and that means you take damage equal to 5% of your max health per second. This boss ain't no joke. Alright. So I'm going to just show you guys real quick the leaderboard, and I can show you my fight, I guess. It doesn't really matter whose fight I show you. So this is the setup here, okay? So it's going to be Fashion Blanca, Gormagala, M. Bison, and Elena. And my setup is C. Viper on Fashion Blanca as the assist, so she can come in and do damage all the time whenever he's doing the combo. He does 2 combos. And then Ken has Cammy assist, so she can come in 2 times, 3 times to do the armor break. Okay, so very important to make sure you have the proper assist in the proper places. So let's watch the replay here. You guys can kind of see what's happening, and I'll show you guys how this works out here. So I'll put it down to 2 times speed. Alright, so there's Frost right there. You can see the first stack jumping on there. So Blanca gets it as soon as he does damage. It's funny because it says physical damage, but it's actually any form of damage. So I think that's a mistranslation, because I noticed the Frost instantly starts to work as soon as you do any form of damage. So you saw there. Now watch the combo, right? If I do a combo and someone gets frozen like Bison, look, this combo will get canceled if I don't get Blanca through. There you go. So Blanca's good. Now Bison has this much time. You see, that didn't go through. Frozen. So you lost all that damage, okay? So extremely important, guys, to make note of that when you are performing your combos, you're trying to time it. It's really hard to manage all these 4 characters with their frost buffs. Or debuffs, sorry. So I understand if you guys are having a rough time. So this might be a very RNG-based damage fight for you as well. So keep that in mind. even if you use a team and your damage is lower, your second, third, fourth run can be a complete different showcase, right? So you might see bigger numbers as you go along. Now, as you notice here, Bison has not died yet because that move has not occurred, but you might see him throw a spear. At this point, if he throws a spear, Bison's gonna die. Okay, no, actually, no, he recovered a little bit of health. So that death there, right there, that will work right there. You see, he died. Even though I had Ken alive still and Elena alive, Elena just died from that spear. Bison dies, so it does instantly kill him. So keep that in mind. All right, so that's the fight, guys. This is the best team so far. Another alternative team, which I've seen T-Main use, my boy, right here. He did use Trendy Kami with the same setup, except he put Mad Radio in there for, I believe it was Dispelling or Hadouken. So Trendy Kami does actually perform really well here as well. Keep that in mind. I believe you put him in there because he needed a combo 2 in order to fulfill Elena's combo 1. So that makes sense. So you essentially put your best damage dealer. Now a lot of people are going to say, is T-Hawk worthwhile in here? I tried T-Hawk out. He does dispel some things, but he doesn't dispel the most important thing, which is the frost part, because it's not dispellable. So you will still get frosted. So T-Hawk does not actually matter too much in this fight. Also, in terms of damage, you reduce your damage quite drastically when you put T-Hawk into the fray. So keep that in mind. Alright guys, so this is the pay to win version. I'm going to jump on my other account real quick and we're going to go ahead and do the free to play version.